Erich Munis is one of the most dynamic and dangerous competitors today. But one of the guards he plays that you're going to see him play quite consistently is the squid guard. Now, most people, when they watch him, they're going to think that the only reason why Erich has this much success with his squid guard is because he is very, very tall. But I'm going to show you guys how you can actually adapt this guard to work no matter what your body type is, and give you a couple details that's going to make this guard so much more dangerous for you, to help you to connect to more offense, to make your jiu-jitsu that much better. So the squid guard that we see Erich Munis play a lot is debatably one of the most potentially overrated, if you don't have some of the details I'm going to show you guys today, but also one of the most underrated lapel guards you guys can play once you understand these concepts I'm going to be showing you. Because just watching Erich do it is not going to be enough. So when it comes to the squid guard, and where this is going to be a little different from the other guards, is that the actual guard itself is going to have the same side lapel with my arm underhooking the leg, and I'm feeding the lapel like this here. Once I get control over my partner's same side sleeve here, this is the actual squid guard position. But we have some actual housekeeping details that we're going to go over to make sure you have the best chance of success in this position. Now, the first thing we're going to look at real quick is a overlooked detail, and it's actually my hand. You guys can actually play with what I call like a thumb up grip like this. The reason why you can play with a thumb up grip like this, because you're going to maintain good control of the lapel. Your fingertips are actually protected, so if he grabs up on the end of the tail of the lapel, he's not going to be able to escape it. One of the biggest opportunities though is that if I'm playing with a thumb up grip, I'm kind of stuck playing squid guard. But if I take a thumb down grip like this is going to give me more freedom to connect to other lapel guards. Now, when I do this here, I want to be careful, because if I keep my hand like this, he can grab the end of the tail of the lapel and rip the actual lapel out, because my grips are weakest at my fingertips. If, though, I rotate my fingertips towards his actual thigh here, now he's just going to be ripping it straight up, and it's going to be very easy for me to maintain it. The reason why I like having this thumb down grip, because you see, thumb down, and I rotate up, is because if the actual squid guard doesn't work the way that I want, or I get a different reaction, I can quickly chain to lapel de plata or the lapel zombie attacking from here, because I'm going to be able to pull his knee to my chest. If I have a thumb up grip, this is going to be very awkward, not as strong. He's going to be able to turn his knee out a little bit easier. It's not going to be as effective for me. So I can have all the same outcomes when it comes to doing actual squid guard with a thumb down grip, but I'm going to have a better opportunity of other offense. But the other thing we want to pay attention to with some of these housekeeping details, and where the actual squid guard can get slightly overrated in this position, is if I'm not paying attention to my elbow and my rib. Because if I'm not careful here, he's going to bring his foot out immediately. So in order for this guard to not be overrated, for it to actually be effective and help you out, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to keep my elbow pinched towards my rib, and I'm going to lean slightly. See how I'm square on my back? I'm going to lean slightly to my left here. So now if Ethan decides to bring his foot up and over, look how now his foot is trapped. Then I have a very easy opportunity of just off balancing him down to his butt and bringing myself up on top for the 2 points. I'll be in the single X, but I've got the 2 points. The biggest thing we have to understand with lapel guard is that lapel guard is really going to slow down the jiu-jitsu and give you a better opportunity to control where the match goes, versus it being more of an open guard style, and there's going to be a lot of athleticism that's going to come into play. Not wrong, but if we want to control an opponent that's more athletic than us, we want to make sure they're not going to be able to get their leg out. So all we're going to do is keep our elbow tight to our rib. If they try to escape the foot, we trap the foot, we use that opportunity to off balance and get up on top. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of bonus here. We're going to go over one of the main sweeps you're going to see Erich Munis actually do when he's competing. And this sweep we actually call the Munis sweep here. So I have the squid guard on the other side, just like we talked about earlier. But the biggest thing we're going to focus on is our free leg here. Now, I'm going to have good control over my partner's sleeve. I'm not going to be letting him reach back, grab my pants. And there's different things we can do to deal with this, especially if they put us in headquarters. We have some very strong offense in this position that we can enter a guard that has never been seen before outside of this gym, that's called the fly trap. But when we're in this actual position here, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to get my foot, similar to how I would play Deli Hiva, and I'm going to bring it to his inner thigh. Now, when I do this, I don't want to be towards the hip, because if I push at his hip, I'm not going to be able to move him as well, because I actually want this leg to get further behind him here. So when I do this, my foot's gonna slide down, but my toe is gonna be up towards his thigh and my heel is gonna be actually towards his knee here because I want my knee aligned with my chest. If my knee's aligned with my chest, I actually have a good leg pressing motion. What I don't wanna do is have my knee open like this because I'm not gonna be as strong and have as easy as a time off balancing my partner. So when I do this here, I'm gonna off balance him. So I'm gonna off balance him away. But as I do this here, I'm gonna sit up and lean to my left elbow. Because now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my right shin and I'm gonna off balance him this way. Because I have the sleeve, he can't post. Because I'm blocking his knee, he can't post. So then all I do now is I lean, drive him over like this. Now, there is one outcome you'll see Erich get in a lot, which is that he just brings himself up on top and my partner is gonna end up getting single legs. Not a bad thing, you're gonna get your 2 points, but again, if you guys can actually get more out of it, more is better, or better is better. So what I'm gonna do is I keep my foot on the knee and I'm gonna bring my hips as close as I can to Ethan's chest. And then I can settle myself back into mount. So not only am I getting 2 points for the sweep, but we're getting 4 for mount as well. If you guys are looking for more lapel content like this and you want to take your jiu-jitsu to the next level, check out the links down below. You guys are actually going to see my complete lapel zombie system that's going to give you a very systematic approach to actually learning and playing jiu-jitsu, along with our school group down below, guys. This group is a group of people that love jiu-jitsu, that want to get better, that help each other as a community to get better at jiu-jitsu. You're gonna notice this group is called the Lapel Guard Syndicate.